After the 80th wave of Operation True Promise 4, Iran hints it may broaden its targets. While Donald Trump claims Iran wants talks, Tehran is warning of a new offensive.
The leaders are all gone. Nobody knows who to talk to. But we're actually talking to the right people, and they want to make a deal so badly. You have no idea how badly they want to make a deal.
Citing what it calls major gains, Iran is fueling speculation it could move into Gaza front against Israel. After days of strikes on Israel, the IRGC issues a stark warning to IDF troops in Gaza. Iranian forces further raised regional tensions by vowing that they are prepared to directly target Israeli ground troops operating inside Gaza. The IRGC warned that if Israeli operations continue in Lebanon and Palestinian territories, it will respond with direct strikes on Israeli forces stationed in Gaza. In its statement, the IRGC said that what it called crimes against civilians in Lebanon and Palestine would be treated as a red line, prompting military retaliation. Iran presented this new warning as a continuation of its broader campaign of retaliatory attacks aimed at deterring Israeli military actions. The IRGC also threatened large-scale missile and drone strikes on Israeli defense forces positioned in northern Israel if the confrontation escalates further. IRGC in a statement said, and I quote, "The child-killing army of the Zionist regime has committed extensive war crimes against the civilians of Lebanon and Palestine, crossing all red lines in the genocide, and the continuation of this process is intolerable. We warn the criminal army of Israel that if the crimes against civilians in Lebanon and Palestine continue, the gathering places of enemy forces in northern occupied Palestine and the Gaza Strip will be subjected to heavy missile and drone attacks by the Islamic Republic of Iran and the Islamic Revolution Guards Corps without any consideration." Tensions between Israel and Hezbollah sharply intensified after rockets were launched from Lebanese territory on March 2nd, triggering a new cycle of cross-border confrontation. In response, Israel carried out large-scale airstrikes across southern Lebanon, the Bekaa Valley and parts of Beirut suburbs, hitting what it described as militant positions. On March 16th, Israel officially confirmed that it had begun a ground operation in southern Lebanon, signaling a deeper phase of the ongoing conflict. Lebanese authorities accuse Israel of repeatedly breaching the 2024 ceasefire terms, saying the latest operations undermine previous understandings to limit hostilities. Even as Iran issues fresh threats of military action, U.S. President Donald Trump insists that Tehran is now desperately seeking talks to ease the crisis.
Everything we're doing, we're making great. The border is great. The military is great. We're having, by the way, a tremendous success, as you know, in Iran. We had one in Venezuela, and now we're having one in Iran. They have no Navy left. They have no Air Force left. They have no anti-aircraft equipment left, no radar left, no leaders left. The leaders are all gone. Nobody knows who to talk to. But we're actually talking to the right people, and they want to make a deal so badly. You have no idea how badly they want to make a deal. And we'll see what happens. I want to thank Pete Hegseth. The job you're doing over there is really incredible. You and the general and all of the other generals and colonels and captains and majors and everybody else, right? It's a perfect, amazing thing. We make the best military equipment in the world. Now we're going to make it faster. We want to get it faster, but we make the best in the world. We're doing a job.
Are you going to send Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff to do direct negotiations with the Iranians?
Yeah, well, we're in negotiations, as it turned out, and now you've seen what I said yesterday was exactly correct. We're in negotiations right now. They're doing it along with Marco, JD. We have a number of people doing it. And the other side, I can tell you, they'd like to make a deal. And who wouldn't if you were there? Look, their Navy's gone, their Air Force is gone, their communications are gone. That's the biggest problem. It's very hard to communicate them between themselves. All of the anti-aircraft is gone. Most of their missiles are gone. We either shot them or they shot them and don't have them anymore. They're down to a trickle. Pretty much everything they have is gone. I don't know. Can you name one thing that's not gone, or can you name one thing that's doing well? You know, if you read the papers, you think we're tied. You think we're in a tough battle. We are roaming free over Tehran, the city, Tehran, as opposed to Iran. We're roaming free. We can do whatever we want. And as you know, today we were going to have the privilege of shooting down a very big electric generation plant, one of the biggest in the world. And one shot to the right location ends the plant, it collapses. And we held off based on the fact that we're negotiating. Yeah.
What do you think was the turning point to make you want to pursue a ceasefire? A few days ago, you said you wanted to continue bombing Iran. Now you want to pursue peace talks. Was there something that happened?
The fact that they're talking to us and they're talking sense. And remember, it all starts with they cannot have a nuclear weapon. Just, I said yesterday, they said, what are the top 10? I said, well, number 1, 2, and 3 is they can't have a nuclear weapon. And they're not going to have a nuclear weapon. And we're talking about that. And I don't want to say in advance, but they've agreed they will never have a nuclear weapon. They've agreed to that.
I know you said there's a bunch of people from the administration who are negotiating with Iran. There's been reports that the vice president is leading those negotiations. Is that true?
Well, he's involved in them. JD is involved, and Marco's involved, and Jared Kushner's involved, very smart guy, and Steve Witkoff, smart guy, is involved. And I'm involved. Why? I'm going to be so big. Oh, I don't want to talk about it. I'm the president of the United States, Tom. And I'm not going to talk about it. It's beneath me to talk about saving millions of lives, because that's what you're talking about. You're talking about saving millions of lives.
Iran's 80th wave of Operation True Promise 4 sent shockwaves across the Middle East overnight on March 24th and 25th, sharply heightening anxiety over a wider regional conflict. Tel Aviv and northern Israel were subjected to intense Iranian fire, with repeated strikes forcing civilians into shelters and triggering large-scale emergency responses. The IRGC claimed the attack wave also included hits on Israeli military satellite reception stations, describing these strikes as part of a broader effort to degrade Israel's capabilities. Iran simultaneously expanded the battlefield by launching attacks on U.S. military targets in neighboring Gulf countries, drawing more regional actors directly into the crisis. Kuwaiti officials reported that armed drones struck a fuel tank at Kuwait International Airport, sparking fires and prompting rapid intervention by emergency crews. Following the strike, operations at Kuwait's main airport were suspended, with several flights diverted to Saudi Arabia as authorities reassessed the security situation. Severe explosions were also reported at the U.S. Army headquarters in Bahrain, with early accounts pointing to significant blasts in and around the facility.